Welcome to the future.
Who's this clown?
Not clown. Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poison, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the sheet.
The sheet. What'd you say? Careful, dude.
Like a sheet, you know, like a bed sheet.
Oh, like a bed sheet.
Yeah, bed sheet. Exactly what I meant.
Well, welcome everybody to a Friday special episode. It's not really special. We're just having our normal Sunday show on Friday because I will be out and about on vacation.
Out and about.
And I didn't want to leave y'all hanging, you know? Like, I know everybody was like, do the show. So we're going to do the show.
We're gonna do it.
But what's up, everybody? What up, Patty? What up, John? What up, Joe? Joe says, hey, guys, I'm going to catch the rewind driving to work. And only thing I read was World's Finest, and I thought it was great. Looking forward to this new story arc. Okay. All right. Well, let's get to some business, and then we'll get to the show, and then you can rewind and check it out. But as always, we need to talk about our show's sponsor, which is Collected Comics and Games here in the DFW area. They are an amazing comic book shop that has now 3 locations, one in Fort Worth, Keller, and now Irving. So if you're ever in the DFW area, go ahead and check out Collected Comics and Games. They're a great comic shop to get all kinds of goodies even outside of comics. They got really cool board games, tons of collectibles, toys, plushies, trading cards. It's crazy good. So definitely go check out Collected Comics and Games. Also, we would love for you to go check out their website, which is brainycomics.com. It's a great website for doing any online comic shopping. Ron's got a lot of cool stuff that's up there, especially a lot of these exclusive and variant covers, which we'll get to here in a minute. But also you can get bundles, bad idea books, new comics, mystery bags, back issues, graphic novels, games, toys and collectibles, and even trading cards. It's a great site, like I said before, to get some online shopping done. So if anybody's got a birthday coming up, or you want to do some Christmas shopping a little early, head on over to BradyComics.com, do a little bit of shopping. And before you check out, we would love for you to go up there and type in 2 Fat Guys Pull Us in the search bar. And when you click it, this is supposed to come up. I didn't click it. Anyway, it's a 2 Fat Guys Pull Us upgrade and premium upgrade, one for $8 and one for $15. This gets you one exclusive variant cover in whatever you bought. If you do the $8 regular standard upgrade, if you do the $15, you get 2. Now the great thing about this is if you go back to this front page, most of these exclusives start at about $15, so you're already getting a great deal with the $8 upgrade. But if you do the $15 upgrade, you're basically getting a steal, because you're gonna get 2 mystery covers, and then Ron sometimes even throws in, a little bonus here and there. So definitely go check out BrainyComics.com, do a little bit of shopping, put that 2 Fat Guys Pull Us upgrade into your cart, check out, and then when your stuff comes in the mail, please make sure to tag us so we can see what you got and we can share it on the show live. So that's gonna do it for that piece of business. The other thing we got to talk about is our sub goal giveaway, which we're getting close to 950 subscribers. We're currently at 894, so we're just moving on up. Every live show we gain a little bit more traction. So when we hit 950 subscribers, we are giving away King in Black #5 spoiler variant Ryan Stegman cover, sick ass cover with Venom on there, holding the mixture of I don't even remember. It's like the Silver Surfer's board with
the Necro sword.
Yeah, like that's just all kinds of shit. It's crazy cool. But this is what we're giving away at 950 subscribers. And then right when we hit 950, when we get 50 more subs, right? We're giving away an amazing Spider-Man #4 original Sin tie-in, first appearance of Silk. CBCS graded 9.8. So I don't, let's have it. Having a 1,000 sub party at 1,000 subs. Of course we're having. You know what? I'm gonna try my hardest. When we hit 1,000 subs, I'm going to just send out so many emails. Be like, please be on our show. Please come on our show and celebrate 1,000 subs with us.
Should we do? We should probably like set aside and like like do the show like at your place.
Oh, like you come here?
No.
I like that idea because I have 2 cameras, so we could literally
Do it
set
in
it
person.
up. I like that. It'd be hard to do. Or no, it wouldn't be hard to do. You know what we should do? We should have the show right in-house, but you should sit over there looking at that computer screen.
Okay.
And then like we'll just look at each other through the computer screens.
Totally, yeah.
But you'll be over there.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I like that idea though. But we got to hit 1,000. If you want to see that, we got to hit 1,000 subs. So make it happen, Captain. Hit that sub button if you're not already. Like button, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. And now we're gonna get to the show. Neighborhood, you said, what's up? Where are you going on vacation? I am going on the West Coast, up north towards Seattle and where else are we going? Spokane. So we're going all across the state. It's gonna be fun. Hitting up Seattle first, but I am super excited. I'm gonna try to hit as many comic book shops as possible. I've kind of already started trekking my, where I'm gonna go here. And actually Spokane has some comic book shops as well. So, hopefully I'll come home with some goodies, but it should be good. It'll be a good time taking the kids, taking the whole fam. So, go to the market, throw a fish, it'll be great. It's gonna be a good time. But anyway, back at it with everything else that's going. What up, Blast? You here? Wait, what is this? So we're having a live show today because I will be on vacation and I will not be able to have a live show on Sunday. So we're having our live show early. So that's what's up. I'm getting ready to go to a Comic-Con and Fan Expo in Toronto at the end of this month. Hopefully Donnie Cates makes it like he has planned. That would be awesome, dude. That is amazing. Oh, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll go live. I'll do live comic book shop hunting. That'd be kind of neat.
Ooh.
All right. I like that. Man, neighborhood. You know what's up. Anyway, let's talk about this week's comics. So it was kind of a lighter week. I'd probably give it a solid B. I'd give it a solid B. Not a B plus or B minus, just a solid B. Nothing blew me away. But I don't think I rolled my eyes more than maybe once.
I only did that for X books, but I roll my eyes at every X book. So
yeah, you're just that's your
count.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into the show, and we're gonna kick it off with Daredevil issue number 14, the last, technically issue number 50 in Chip Zdarsky's run. Let's just state the obvious here. I am going to miss Chichetto on Daredevil books. Yes. I'm gonna miss Chip Zdarsky, honestly, on Daredevil books. And I've gotta wonder, I had this thought when I was reading this issue, how the next run's gonna feel. A book that we read recently that ended that was just really fun, and then what it was Guardians. We got done with Ewing's Guardians run, and it felt like it had substance, right? It felt like it had weight, and it moved the needle. And now this most recent Guardians run just feels very flat. And so I worry that after this book, when our new writer comes in and our new artist comes in, and I think it's more on us as the readers rather than the new writer. I think that's fair. That our expectations really need to be left at the door. But it's hard to do that when you walk away with an ending, or not an ending, but with a run as monumental as Zdarsky's. Now, yeah. I'm not saying that about the ending. I'm saying about the run.
Okay.
How do we feel about that? How do we feel about it?
You can go ahead and do the thing for me.
Oh, because you didn't read it?
This is my pick of the week.
Oh, this is your pick of the week.
This is my pick of the week.
Okay.
Call it.
I'm surprised.
It call it nostalgia.
Wait a minute.
What you will.
Isn't there a Something's Killing the Children this week?
There is a something.
Holy shit, guys! Hold on. That's Nate's pick of the week. God damn it! Like,
yeah, it's a solid pick of the week.
Wow.
I thought this was the perfect ending to an amazing run. I think that this did both things that half of the community wants and another half of the community wants, and it did both at the same time.
Okay.
It gave you the perfect ending conclusion to where if you never read any other Daredevil run again, you have a finished, proper ending. But knowing that it's going to continue, you also kind of get a tiny little bit of glimpse into the future as well. And I that's crazy. Like I think that Chip Zdarsky did the thing that he's been doing his whole run, which is not throwing his message necessarily in your face, but lightly guiding you there on the way. And I just felt like the execution in this issue was perfect. Getting to see all of our characters besides Matt Murdock, of course, sort of not resolving but falling into their new positions in life, regardless of how that is. I just the way that they did Foggy, the way they did Elektra, Detective Cole. I just thought it was really good. Thought it was really, really good.
Are you at all worried at the future direction of where Elektra's going? Right, she is getting her own book right during the Gang Wars. Is that true? Did I hear you say that?
If I did say that, I don't remember.
But are you worried about them just kind of wiping or retconning that whole move of her being Daredevil?
I honestly haven't thought about it. If they do that, that would be.
I feel like they're gonna do it.
That would be a huge, massive problem. I don't see why they would do that because it's an intriguing and successful status quo change for a character that wasn't being utilized very much. And now all of a sudden she is a money-making character. I don't know why you would change that. Now, Marvel editorial isn't known for being smart individuals, so it could be that. Like, it could just be that they go, hey, like, look at this good thing. What would happen if we threw it in the garbage and never talked about it again? That's a great Marvel thing that they love to do, but I'm hoping that is not the case. That is not what we're doing.
Well, and that's what, when I was reading this, and it just felt so good. It felt so genuine with Elektra as Daredevil and her kind of, I wouldn't call it a redeeming arc, but her learning, right? Her learning to adapt and be Daredevil. Sorry. Tickle in the throat. I worry that's, god dang it, dude. Like, my allergies are just like, hey, you're doing something that like matters. Now I'm gonna mess with you. I just worry that they're gonna either forget about her and say, oh, she is Daredevil, but she's over here, and oh, we're never gonna hear from her again. Yeah. Or they're just gonna wipe the slate clean of her. And I really hope they don't do that, because I think, Zdarsky really, god damn, my eye is just like freaking out. I'm coughing. I felt like Zdarsky did a really good job of representing her as this new character. Yeah. And especially in this issue, it felt so good. I mean, I think I talked about this last week, where the mangas that I read really effectively set hooks, right? Whether it's suspenseful in action or suspenseful in a romantic sense or in a slice of life sense. And Chip Zdarsky did that in this book. And I'm not even talking about the ending. I'm solely talking about Elektra as Daredevil. Just, she kind of ran the gambit in this whole issue. And I really like that. Even though I think as readers, we were all thinking like, okay, when's Matt going to show up? When's Matt going to show up? Matt's got to show up, right? He's going to show up. And he, did he?
Yeah.
Based upon interpretation, right? And I think you can look at that two ways. You can be incredibly frustrated with that and be like, that was stupid. Or you can be like, that's clever. It's, the definitive ending is set, but yet it's also based upon interpretation, and the next writer can really run with it without it clogging up the end of the run and being kind of lackluster and predictable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So overall, I'm glad this is your pick of the week. I'm almost wanting to push the button, but I can't deny my feelings, even though I know you're gonna ridicule me and laugh at me when I say the book that's my pick of the week. But this was really good. I did enjoy it, and I'm sorely gonna miss Chip Zdarsky and Chichetto on this book. Chichetto, I mean, dude, the artwork in this book was so fucking good. It was just even just the regular scenes. I mean, the guy is. Do we know what book he's on next?
I don't think he has an announced book next.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure I'll read it, even if it's like.
I don't think we'll be seeing any sequential art from Chichetto for a while. He's pretty much moved himself into a covers sort of territory, sort of territory. So I doubt we see any. This is probably his last interiors, right? Unless he doesn't creator-owned and stuff.
That hurts. That hurts my heart. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marvel Legends figure Electro Daredevil is awesome as well. Yeah, actually, it's sitting on my wall over there.
Oh,
I got it the other day. It was at Target.
Nice.
Absolutely love this issue. It hits close to home. Great issue. B sounds right about a lot of books. So yeah, Cole. Yep. Yeah. So overall, great, really good book. Oh my God, Chichetto on Spider-Man with Chip.
Yeah, but Chip's never going to do Spider-Man. He's already said that a million times. Never ever.
No one reputable is going to do Spider-Man because they're going to get thrown around.
Yeah, they know the kind of torture that they're going to.
Which is so unfortunate. I would, self-inflicting wounds. All right, next up we have Dark.
Before we move on, I just want to say not only was this book great because of all of the good heartfelt moments and the like thinking parts and all that, but Chip also threw in like one of the best, to me, funny lines from the book, at least from this last redone of the book. When the woman that runs the costume shop was like, "Are you?" And she's like, "Yeah, I am." She goes, "It's the hair.
It's the hair.
It's the kicking people in the face, but it's mainly the hair." And I was just like, I don't know. I just thought that was a very like meta way for Chip to acknowledge, like, "Yo, we know you guys liked Chichetto's Electra hair," because that's been a big part of this run.
Yeah, Hiroki, I couldn't agree with you more. If Zdarsky never gets Fantastic Four run, that's a crying shame. I agree. I 100% agree.
He would kill that so hard.
Oh, wouldn't he? I mean, especially with North just kind of poo-pooing it up right now. All right, next up we have Dark X-Men issue number 1 from Fox. I know you're less than enthusiastic, huh?
You don't know shit.
You are less than enthusiastic about X books right now.
Oh yeah, okay.
And if you have the opportunity, you will poo-poo on them. So I will say my piece, and then you can just poop all over it. But I
enjoyed this book.
I thought it was really fun. I think the tone. I will say this: not every X book currently within the line during the fall has this tone of rebellion, of essential X-Men like action. Children of the Vault currently does not have that. Iceman definitely doesn't have that. I can't remember any of the other ones that I'm, X-Men Red kind of doesn't have it, even though I think it does. It's just so deep and dense that we're so stupid that we can't figure that part out, but we'll get to that point. But I felt like X-Men Red felt like a genuine X-Men book, and seeing Madeline Pryor kind of bring together this hodgepodge of kind of outcast mutants and having her own team, I thought was really cool. And just her attitude, which I like. I think why I like this issue so much is because we're getting character progression with a Madeline Pryor that is coming to terms with her existence, and it was actually set up by Marvel, right? Like we got that in we got that prior to Dark Web, and then she had a regression for some stupid reason because they wanted to sell comics. But then she got right back up on that horse, right? So I like seeing Madeline Pryor come into her own and be in charge of this kind of hodgepodge group. So, and I also like seeing Havoc chase tail and then still try to set the moral tone, even though he really shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But that kind of speaks volumes as to the group and who's assembled within the group. So overall, I really enjoyed the issue. I'm going to be picking up issue 2. This is not one of the X-Men books that I'm kind of like, I'm giving it a shot, and if it doesn't work, I'm dropping it. I think this one will at least get the first arc for me.
It's a mini, so.
Oh, well, then there you go.
All of these that are just premiering are minis.
Okay,
Dark X-Men, Alpha Flight, Uncanny Avengers, Realm of X, all minis.
Well, this we've been kind of going up and down with the Fall of X. Like when it comes to Gary Jerry's books, we're up. When it comes to some of the more established writers that have been within, that have been doing the more big moves within X-Men, are kind of down at the moment. So this one's an up. So I'm actually really excited for this. I liked it. I thought it was a good book.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one too. And I think it's interesting enough because these are the characters that like would be left behind in a situation like this. Some of the other characters that are still kind of floating around, just it kind of seemed like ease of wanting to have those characters still available and not have them stuck out in the desert. But
yeah,
this team makes sense. I am very, very curious to see how Havoc is going to somehow survive claws through the neck with no healing and no resurrection. That seems like they've backed themselves into a corner on that pretty quick. But
I think it's going to be Madeline Pryor. She's going to be doing some limbo crazy shit. So we're going to get some
probably true.
Brought back to life with dark magic rather than Krakoa, which again, there will be some corruption in that. So that'll be cool. It'll be cool to see how they deal with that.
Also, just as a tidbit, I don't know if you caught the reference, but the guy that looks like a red Nightcrawler, you did realize that's his dad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I had heard about that before, but I had never seen him as a character, so this is my first introduction to him.
Comic wise, I had never experienced him as that, and the only reason why I knew that was because of horrible X-Men movies from Fox.
Oh, okay.
But technically, that was a good one. That was X-Men First Class, which I thought was actually really good. So I'll retract that. John says, I like Dark X-Men enough to pick up issue number 2. I'm really starting to like Madeline Pryor, even despite Dark Web. 100%. I think that's what makes the issue sing even better, is the fact that we remember what the hell happened in Dark Web, and this one just kind of like, and they even kind of brushed off, not off, but just like got that taken care of with the idea that Limbo has its own treehouse and it has its own immunity, which happened in Dark Web, right? And they were like, yeah, that's a thing. Okay, let's keep moving. Let's establish this team. Let's establish the tone of the book, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, Jason, if you like Madeline Pryor, definitely read the original Uncanny X-Men Inferno series from back in the day. Noted. We will check that out. Last, gives me the vibe and feel the best X book with Psylocke Sinister team. I forgot the name. Yeah, the Hellions. It is his dad, but I heard a rumor they will retcon that soon. Oh God, whatever.
Well, there's that one issue X-Men Blue book that's coming out, so maybe it'll be in that.
And I saw that today.
Is it supposed to be about what's her name, Mystique, and her being involved with Destiny, and
sure,
that being his mom, and blah 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 blah.
The only thing I'm worried about that is I don't like it when we do these like a writer returns to tell an untold story, and that's not that, right?
No. I mean, yes, this is like
yes and no.
Yeah, this is like, it's only a one shot, and it's like in the past.
Okay, well, we'll see. All right, next up we have Uncanny Avengers issue number 1 from Gary Jerry. This is my pick of the week.
Oh wow, no, I am.
Yeah, I know you were.
This book
It is. It's my pick of the week, and the reason why it's my pick of the week. I genuinely liked the issue. I thought it was really cool. I liked the hodgepodgeness of it, and I know you're not the biggest Captain America fan, and he really wasn't the thing that shined for me in the book. It was the team itself being assembled that I liked. I liked how Cap shows up with Psylocke and is like, "Yo, I'm building a team," and she's kind of like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of a loner, except me and Monet are kind of doing our own thing." And then boom, massive explosion, and we've got Deadpool be like, "Charges are set, boss." And like, I just loved. It might be Deadpool. It might quite literally be Deadpool and Psylocke that are carrying this book for me. But there was something about how the team was put together that I really enjoyed. I thought it was fun. I don't know. I liked it. Like when I read it, it read too fast for me, and I don't think it read too fast because there wasn't any substance. I think there was plenty of substance. I genuinely liked the book. I thought it was fun. I liked the idea. It feels like it fits within the tone, obviously, that Gary Jerry is writing with the rest of the Fall of X. You know, this feels like, how do I describe this without pissing people off? Okay, when Hickman wrote the initial Hoxpox, right? And then it was like, Hickman's writing X-Men. And Hickman's also going to write, what was it? New Mutants, right? And then he had some other things that were kind of off to the side. And his books, when he wrote those, felt obviously like they were set in the main story and they had weight and they were going to do something within the main canon of the X-Men books. And I think, me personally, Gary Jerry's books at the moment are doing that exact same thing. Are they doing it as well? No, absolutely not. Hickman is a freaking puppeteer. But I don't think Gary Jerry wants to do that. Like, he's doing it his own way. And so for me, the connectivity of this book, from Free Comic Book Day to the Gala to X-Men to this, makes sense. And I'll say this, X-Men, or Dark X-Men, kind of does the same thing. It feels like it's part of the Fall of X. Whereas when we talk about our next book, and we talk about Iceman, and we talk about I don't know, I can't even remember all the other books. They don't feel like they fit within Fall of X. Alpha Flight, like you said. You said you skimmed Alpha Flight.
Yeah.
Like, they don't feel genuine in the tone of Fall of X, whereas this book obviously does. We had stuff, you know, it's calling back from Free Comic Book Day, it's calling back from the Gala, and to me, this is just another piece, a chess piece for Gary to move within his Fall of X run that he's clearly taking charge of, whether it's an Iron Man, X-Men, this, or any other book. I liked it. That's just me. I thought it was fun, and I felt like the characters, when they were introduced, made sense. They sounded like themselves, rather than someone going, well, now I'm going to write this book and I'm going to write these characters and this is how I think they should talk. Like Rogue sounded like Rogue. Deadpool's stupid banter sounded like Deadpool's, and obviously Gary Jerry is going to know how to write Deadpool. He wrote him forever. I really liked how Psylocke showed up. I like Quinnan, I think, just took fucking charge. So overall, I thought it was really fun, and it's my pick of the week. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I just there are a lot of things about this book personally that don't sit well with me. I actually disagree with. I don't think that this Cap is a very good representation of Cap at all. Cap wouldn't walk into Monet and Psylocke slicing people into ribbons with blood squirting everywhere and just be like, yo, that's cool, I'm okay with that, but you guys want to do that with me? Like, let's do it. Deadpool's about to blow other people up into little meatballs. Let's do that together. That he would never do that. So no, that's bad in his character. Plus, he's a bad character anyway. So I mean,
The fact that you're even defending him that's why. Like,
I'm not
just
defending
surprised.
him. I'm
Yeah,
saying
you are.
that this is a bad mischaracterization of a bad character. Also, Quicksilver, I don't agree. Quicksilver makes no sense here whatsoever. He was literally like, I think Duggan had a list of people that he wanted to use that are associated with the Avenger team, and he was literally, they were like, no, and he's like, fuck, who can I have? They're like, Quicksilver, and he's like, I guess, all right, I need another face on there. Like, no. Didn't make sense. Didn't fit for me. I couldn't care less about this. The Captain Krakoa and Blob stuff. I know that this is not a book for me. I know that this is like personal opinions that are clouding my decision.
No, I don't think it's personal.
Likes you, like what you.
No, I mean, you got Heroic on your side. He's loving you body slamming me metaphorically into the ground.
No, that's not what's happening. I just, because this isn't about, besides the fact that it's a bad characterization of Cap, the rest of it's just pure opinion. Or just pure personal, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll let you read issue 2 first, and then tell me.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I really liked how it ended, because it ended and I was like, no, you can't end it that way. With, I mean, literally Cap's arm getting snapped, and I have to assume, I think, if we're guessing who Krakoa or Captain Krakoa is, I think it's either a multiversal, like what did they what was it, Secret Origins? What was the issue that they referenced in here where Cap was a bad guy? He was a secret
Secret Empire.
Secret Empire. So he was a secret Hydra agent, right? Like in that version of the unit or whatever it was. My money is on that's who that is. I think that's, even though I think he gets like obliterated or dissolved, but I think that's who that is. I think it's an evil version of Cap. I think it's a clone, or it's some kind of bad version of Captain America. And I'm sure that makes you feel even worse about this, but I think that's where it's going. I kind of like that, because I remember I actually did read that. I think that was the first thing I read on the Marvel app, is I went back and read that entire thing, which is I thought it was fun. Because that's the one where everyone got pissed because he ended up killing Black Widow by breaking her neck.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like he had a pointed version of a shield and just went crack like that and just snapped her neck.
Damn.
So. Hydra Cap, I think so, Calvin. I think Hydra Cap's coming back. I think that's who Captain Krakoa is. I could be wrong. It's Red Skull. Ooh, there you go. Okay, let me read all this. Okay, so also, isn't there an Avengers book also going on at the moment? Yep. Uncanny Avengers was nice surprise this week. Ending was pretty sick. I thought it was a good. I agree. I really liked the read of this book. I'm a little miffed that I had to buy 2 copies to get the connecting Alex Ross. Oh yeah, Avengers cover. I should pick it up. I think you should, Patty. Don't listen to Nate. Alpha Flight had a book recently. Dang, that's my favorite Canadian team up. I've heard it's not good, Patty.
They're literally portrayed as bigots and like mutant haters, which seems very weird to me, because half their team were mutants at one point. I didn't get it.
Yeah. I skipped Alpha Flight this week, but I saw a A+ review. I may have to go back and check it out. Nate loves Heroic loves the fact that you're beating the crap out of me over my opinion. Last, it's Red Skull Hydra. Yep. I'll steal Joe's halftime question probably a little early, but I've been thinking about ideas and how movies are doing sequels and spin-offs of unoriginal stories or ideas. Think that'll happen? Interesting. Well, we'll get that right before we get to DC.
Well, there's another part.
People are pissed because he said Hail Hydra. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
For comics more is so like when we do get Capcom versus Marvel tie-in. Oh man, don't even joke about a Capcom versus Marvel tie-in comic book. Literally, Capcom versus Marvel cabinet right there, and I'm asking for Capcom versus Marvel 2 for Christmas because I want that so bad. I love that game. Is so dope. All right, X-Men Red issue number 14. I know, like loading wheel. I know that what's going on in this book is important, but god damn it, like this book for a while was doing really well, but now I feel like it's just Al Ewing going like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and if you don't like it, Sugma, I'm sorry, like that's just what's gonna happen. And I think when you read the books that you read this week, right, and you read a style and then you go straight to this, you read three different books that have a distinct style and the flow is pretty seamless, and then you get to this, I feel like this issue just got in its own way. And I think it's because of the explanation of what's going on. And I think the only thing that I can relate it to, and it may be a misrepresentation, is when I get upset about Spawn comic books. And when you read it, it's like Spawn sits on the balcony as he watches the rain pour down across his face, looking over the city. And then the panel is literally that, right? And you're like, okay, I don't need you to describe to me what I'm looking at. And I'm not saying Ewing did that, but that's what it felt like when you were reading this whole brief history of what we're going through on Araco. And I think there was a missed opportunity because clearly there's some crazy ass shit going on Araco. And I Les has zero build up to this, especially with the Gala stuff, seems forced. It doesn't feel like it's happening in conjunction with the Fall of X at all. Like, we're not even seeing the mutants that are getting dropped off by Orcus here. And that's happening in the Uncanny Avengers book. I mean, you're seeing that happen in Gary Jerry. So it's almost as if Ewing's like, yeah, you go do what you want to do over there. I'm going to still continue to build this. I think the only redeeming thing for me is that Storm obviously is a badass. She will never not be a badass in this book. And the idea of Apocalypse, the fact that he's looming, and we don't, even this Arakan group is like, where's Apocalypse? Has he fallen already, or has he fallen, or is he in the wings? Is he coming as backup for Genesis? We don't know. And so there are hints of this book that I liked, but I think that the setting up of the story and the constant making sure we know the history of what's going on at the moment, I think killed the book for me. I killed this issue. I'm not going to say the book. It killed the issue for me.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of a touch of continuity structure with Sunspot coming in and being like, yo, they're all dead. And
right.
It's Orcus, but like, and them saying that Orcus is sort of somehow pushing the buttons maybe of making this war happen, but like, I don't know. I don't know how to reconcile what I'm hearing from people whose opinions about X stuff, mutant stuff that I agree with, praising this book, and me reading it and just going, what's happening? Like, I've been reading every single issue of anything that has to do with any Arakans whatsoever, and I still don't know who any of these people are.
Right.
I cannot possibly keep up. It's just constant. Every 2 issues, it's 5 new characters that we haven't seen in 2.5 years that I have to remember their names and weird powers, and I got to remember all the politics of Morocco, and it's just, it's too much. This issue was too much for me. And as soon as I saw the full page data pages, I've never skipped a data page.
Oh God.
And it was handwritten in cursive. I was like, I've never skipped a data page.
Yeah, it was, when I saw that, I was like, not reading that. I'm not reading that. And I think this is where I think Karen Gillan and Al Ewing currently are on the sidelines. They're on the sidelines whereas before the fall happened, they were setting up these pillars, and they just had to pray and hope that the other X books were playing along. And now they're still kind of in that mode where they're like, we're still building foundational structures within the X office, and Jerry's like, yeah, motherfucker, dynamite, just going, turning it up to 11. So the pacing in the way the book is structured and telling us a story just doesn't fit the dynamic of the tone of the Fall of X. And I'm not saying, I think you said this too, we're not saying it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just doing its own thing. It's doing its thing. Al Ewing is doing his thing that he's been doing since he started this. Except it just doesn't fit the current narrative in the sense of tone with the Fall of X.
Mm-hmm.
It may very well be doing monumental things within the Fall of X that will have repercussions within the X-Men universe past this phase within the X-Men comics. But reading it, you don't feel like it just doesn't feel connected. It feels like it's off in its own world, doing its own thing, and whatever. And I think that's a shame, because I feel like Arakko is going to be the saving grace for the fall. And I think the person that will make that come, or the character that will make that happen, is going to be Apocalypse. Apocalypse is what's going to get us out of the Fall of X. I don't think he's going to be a villain. I think he's going to let Genesis fail at what she's doing. He's going to show up, save everyone, and then he's going to head to Earth and kick some major ass. So I could be wrong, but that's what I think. I think that Apocalypse is waiting for Genesis to fail, waiting for her to learn her lesson, essentially, and learn the lesson that she can only learn by doing it herself, because he knows that's the only way that she can exist, right? He can't intervene. She's got to do things her own way. She has to fail in her own way. And I think the same thing has to be said with Apocalypse. So there's that. Heroic, I love the idea of an incredible complex superhero comic with massive world building, but I don't think weekly floppies are the right format. An original omnibus would work better for these stories. Solution or path for Arakko. X-Men, this is Arakko is constant unrelenting filler that won't end. Worst part of X-Men, because it's the glaring problem none of the writers have solutions to that Hickman and Tini had. Tini doesn't even have a solution or path to Arakko. She's not even writing.
Yeah, Tini's been out of the X office for over a year now.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not dropping it, but yeah, I definitely feel dumber when I read this book, and it's not because it's a dumb book. It's because it's just
I just don't understand.
Thick. Yeah, I don't understand. All right, let's get to Patty's halftime question before we jump onto World's Finest. Let's see. What did you ask again, Patty?
He said it. He said, I guess the real question, in better words, would be what old comic property will likely get retread when they run out of ideas. So I think the one that always gets thrown around the most, but you would think has to get done eventually, would be Spawn, right?
Yeah,
you do Spawn at some point.
Got to do Respawn. You got to respawn. You have to respawn. You have to respawn Spawn. I think the other one, and it may not happen now, but with them getting the rights, the omnibus rights and just the back issue rights, I would really love to see Marvel, if they could get the actual rights, redo Rom. I think Rom would be kick-ass. I think it'd be super fun, and unfortunately, I think the only person that could do Rom effectively isn't working at Marvel anymore. And so when whatever he's doing over on the other side eventually inevitably fails, it'd be really cool for him to just start Rom.
Yeah.
I think we all know who we're talking about, but that's what I think. John, Ghost Rider Wolverine continues to be a dark and gruesome. Nate might dig this crossover.
I will say I am a little bit intrigued.
I've heard good things.
It feels like at this point I've jumped off the Wolverine bus long enough that it just would be too hard to get back in. But I don't know.
a true Rom could be in something. I'm telling you, man, Rom would be dope. Like I think the idea of Rom would be really cool, and to see him like jive in cinematic Marvel, I think would be really cool. So Batman Superman World's Finest, issue number 18, The Secret Origins of the World's Finest Team. You know, I thought it was a decent issue. I think the story itself was was fun, but I'm not gonna lie, the artwork wasn't bad. It wasn't bad whatsoever, but it wasn't Dan Mora, and I think that this book is a feather in the cap. It's a mark to the argument that the artist is truly incredibly important to the book, like insanely important. And I'm not trying to knock Wade. I think Wade does a great job in the stories that he tells, but Dan Mora definitely carries this book. Like more, like I think it's more like 60-40, maybe even higher. What do you think?
Well, I agree, and I would say probably a good 60-40, maybe even 70-30, because
Right.
part of this book is the atmosphere, the feeling that it's something that's older, something that's in another time, something that's just different. I don't know. I don't know. We had this argument before where we didn't agree. I said this is more Dan Moore's book than Mark Wade's, and you didn't agree. And I think this issue very much
I
proves
concede.
that
I concede.
that this is Dan Moore's book first, and Mark Wade's book second. The story was good though. Like I had fun with it. We're 18 issues in now, and a silly goose time that continues to be that same feel. I like revisiting a little bit of these older stories, and it seems like this is just going to be like a 2 or 3 issue arc, so not dealing with it for too long, which is what I would prefer. So that this just continues to be exactly what we expect it to be, and that's a good thing.
I think it's only a 2 issue because the after at issue 20, Dan Mora is back, and it says Mark Wade's returns to the world of Kingdom Come. So like
Oh, that's right.
which again I like. That's the one thing I will say about the book is I really love you know, the idea of the way that Mark Wade is retconning, right? Like, and I think it's beneficial to readers like us, whereas I think this is just an assumption, but I would assume that a lot of seasoned DC readers may find this run kind of annoying, right? Because like they know their shit, and so when Mark Wade comes in and does, all right, we're tweaking this here, we're doing this here, I'm sure they get a little frustrated. But for us, it's like, oh, that's cool. Like I kind of had an idea of how it was happening, but this kind of cements that like this is how we're gonna do it from now on. Another positive I had from this issue was I really did enjoy the art style in the sense of how Superman was drawn, or I'm sorry, Batman, in his like almost 1960s costume. Like it looked even more retro in this book, like how plain he kind of looked and more dinky and kind of like just a guy in a batsuit rather than like
Right, like he
DC's
was
version
like,
of Iron Man.
Yeah, I did a very good job of like he's still trying to find what works.
Yeah. So anyway, sick cover. I want the Batmobile so badly. No, it is the cover again. And who's doing the cover? It's Dan Mora. So you know the expectation. You see it on. You see this cover and then you open it and you're like, oh, that's not the same. So. All right, let's jump over to our independents. We're going to kick it off with Something's Killing the Children, issue number 32.
This was yet another great issue. I don't want me picking Daredevil to be.
No, it sucks. It's horrible.
No, it's good. It's very good. We actually get a ton of backstory into Erica's past again, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting us to go fully forward into the current story that we're being told, but actually the majority of this was a frozen in time story. Like in time, in universe time, only probably 10 minutes passes at most, because Cecilia shows up, the white mask on the cover, the one that's we've seen a lot of, and that she's always had a disagreement. She's always hated Erica. She's the one who originally called in Cutter, this crazy woman who's on, out for vengeance to kill Erica and this monster. She shows up to warn Jessica and is basically like, I owe it to, and I'm not going to be able to remember the black mask that, Jessica is her name, Erica. She's there to save Erica. She says she owes it to Jessica, who is the black mask that recruited Erica, that saved Erica in the beginning. She owes it to her to basically help save her, and we find out that they have a much, much closer relationship than we knew. And then we actually get a flashback to where we find out when Jessica was only like 18, 19, still supposed to be getting trained, that she is doing all of the work for Jessica, because Jessica is drinking super heavily nonstop and can't even get involved with finishing off like her monsters and stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So we don't get any fighting in this issue. No blood, no monster killing whatsoever. It was.
So that's why it's not your pick of the week.
No, that's not why it's not. It's not it at all. But we definitely get some, like, Tinian writes a lot of his life experience himself into his stories a lot, and I can't help but wonder if he has maybe struggled with someone who was a adult figure in his life and one or the other having alcohol abuse, because this felt really, really, really on the nose.
It's the second week in a row like you've had a comic that kind of affects you personally.
Sorry,
No, you're good. Let's see here really quick. Back to DC. Okay. If this is supposed to be a classic Batmobile, it's strange how it's only that in color in that color scheme rather than being in the 1940s sedan, or could be a little later style mid 60s Studebaker. Studebaker.
But yeah, this book continues to surprise me. Like, you keep thinking you know what it's going to be. In the first 15 issues were just this really gruesome monster story, and then we got 8 issues of backstory of Erica's origin, and now we're back to the monster stories again, and we continue to see less and less monster fighting and more not only character building, but just like Tinian always does, showing you horror in a way that's not just killing monsters.
Right.
And in this way, it was a adult figure being an alcoholic.
Hey, everybody in chat, this is unrelated, but I'd love for you to, in chat, type in #manbun, please.
Oh my god.
Everybody type in, please, #manbun. Don't ask questions, just do it. We'll move on to our next book. I want to see at least 12 #manbuns in the chat, please. All right, next up, we have The Cole, issue number 1 from Kelly Thompson. Yo, story aside, the artwork in this book was...
Yeah, this is the dude that did that Valkyries series, remember?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, fuck, dude, like, came in strong. Like, I felt even stronger that there's one man bun. It came in stronger than two man bun. Much stronger than man bun. Hey, what up, Empire? I felt like it came in just way strong. I know you had mentioned that, and I heard that, right? I heard you say that, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we get 12 man buns, he has to.
I didn't agree to anything about.
Doesn't matter. Like, chat dictates. Anyway, so I thought overall, in the coloring, dude, the coloring in this book was just chef's kiss.
Does he do all of his own coloring? He does, yeah.
Yeah. The story, I'm 50-50 on it. If I'm going to be absolutely honest, I'm 50-50 on it because I know that it's on purpose. This whole like it's a mystery. What's happening? We're shrouded. You want to pick up the next issue to find out what's going on, but if I'm being 100% honest, it just felt a little disjointed, just a hair for me. And I'm trying to be fair and balanced on it. Did the purposeful mystery and lack of information completely pull me off the book? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna do an issue 2. I think, and I think the reason why I'm doing an issue 2 is because of the artwork. I thought the artwork was like really good, but the story itself felt it just felt a little disconnected. And I have to think that's on purpose. That we're gonna get to an issue 4 or 5 and go, oh, like
yeah,
issue 1. So
I get what you're saying, and that was a little bit of what I had. I wouldn't say a problem with, but was a little bit frustrated with too. Was I felt like a string was tangled in front of us a little too long. It's like, come here, come on, you'll figure it out. Come on.
Yeah,
and we never got there. We never got to really figuring it out, or like, I don't think that there's a passageway to the other side. It was like, okay, well, yeah, we needed to see that because something's got to happen. But I'm still very like, this was a whole setup. I think we got a little extra setup, maybe a little bit more than we need. But it's still, I will still totally be like, okay, that was the setup. Totally getting the next issue, and
right.
I really want to see where this is going because I like this idea and I love this art. Like this is fantastic. Some like superb art, and it's just a 6-issue mini, so I don't think it's too much to just say, hey, I'm gonna buy down and get it and see what happens.
I think the frustration is that the hook, the biggest hook happened at the beginning of the book. Mm-hmm. And so like you're saying, like when they get to the other side and there's this other world, it's kind of like you're saying, it's like, oh yeah, that's duh, but the beginning hook is definitely got me. So yeah, I'm in on it. And obviously you can tell, you can see the Goonie setup. Like it's sure. so there. It's so there.
I mean, you don't get to say that because you've never seen the Goonies, and
that's not I've seen
because you don't like it, and so
because I don't like it. I can say that.
You can't. We actually all voted. Oh
yeah, because that's in the chat, right? No, because there's 5 man buns. All right, everybody in the chat. Okay, chat. Let me know. Is Goonies a good movie? Say yeah, hashtag yes or hashtag no.
I need to put hashtag.
No, I do that to annoy you.
I thought it was good. I'm glad that I want.
No, we're gonna continue to read, but I don't think Goonies is a good movie.
No,
it's a horrible movie. It doesn't make it's.
You can do Void Rivals by yourself. Not relevant, but when things hit close to home or something.
Goonies rules.
It's cool to talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose this one.
Yes, Patty, very true. John says Goonie rules. Yes. Yes. You are.
No, thank you, Heroic. No, I'm validated. 1 no, thank you.
You are absolutely not validated. Heroic makes mistakes sometimes, just like all of us. It is okay.
Oh shoot. All right, let's talk about Void Rivals issue number 3 from Robert Kirkman. I don't know, you don't have as much Transformer knowledge as I do. So I don't know how you felt about this issue, but seeing the squid looking Transformer from the original movie from 1986 or 87, I can't remember. One of the species that does the judging of or brings forth lost beings forth in front of a court to be judged, I thought was really cool. So this character that they run into that looks like it's in prison is a Transformer. It's a Transformer character, and so
the one with an alien head and all the
alien head with the squiggly arms and the rocket butt that allows him to walk around.
That's a Transformer thing.
It's from the original movie. It's from the original animated movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Anyway, I thought that was
realized that this book was maybe not for you.
Well, come on. That they just threw that in there. Like the
they're relying. They're go ahead.
Well, I mean, he was an incredibly small part outside of the main bad guy, or no, I wouldn't even say the bad guy, the bounty hunter. You know, at the end was just like, I wouldn't trust that motherfucker. He's deceitful. You know, like that was it. So, but the overall idea of what Void Rivals is trying to convey with these two warring states who are actually quite similar, I think still shine through the book. And I think, you know, Kirkman just kind of scratched that itch for some of the inevitable Transformer fans that are like, where are the Transformers? So he threw one in there really quick. Nothing of substance. It was just kind of like remember this character and this really annoying kind of stupid design? Yeah, that was from the movies. Like, it was just a nostalgia throw in for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah, I get that.
But I'm still 100% intrigued with what he's trying to build in Void Rivals with these two warring civilizations. My question is, and maybe it never was and it was just kind of rumor, but you know, there was another franchise that was teased with Void Rivals, even though they haven't technically been placed in the book, and that's G.I. Joe. And so I'm not saying I want to see this. I'm just wondering, you know, will Kirkman at some point throw them into the mix in Void Rivals, or is that just like, hey, bonus, we got G.I. Joes too, and they're going to be more playing around with the Transformers, which I'm sure that will happen. So overall, I enjoyed the issue. I still like the character building. I think issue 2, if I had to say out of the first 3 issues, what's the strongest, I think it's still issue 2, because issue 2 really set that hook of the world that they're building with the history behind the two races, which I thought was really cool. But I still think the characters in this book are still very compelling and interesting, and I want to see where it goes. I didn't see the betrayal at the end. Just didn't see that coming. Like, when it happened, I was like, oh shit, like,
yeah, I didn't see that either.
Burn, you know? So I thought it was really cool. So I really enjoyed the issue. And then, obviously, the minute you turn the page after the issue ends and you see the first fucking panel, and I was like, wait, is this Daniel Warren Johnson? Oh my God, it's Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you know, and it's literally him teasing his Transformers run, and I'm like, thank the Lord. The only thing that I'm upset about is we have to wait so long for it to have it, but it's coming and it looks so good. I am so excited for Daniel Warren Johnson's Transformer run, and the fact that I just think it's in good hands when he's involved with it and Kirkman is saying, you know what, I'm going to be here too. And that does not frustrate me at all in the slightest. If anything, that makes me feel even better at the fact that we're getting what we're getting with Daniel Warren Johnson with Transformers. So I genuinely like the issue. It just missed just a hair from issue 2. I think issue 2 is the only reason why this is not my pick of the week. You know, issue 2 was so strong and so good and such a good follow-up. And I'm not calling issue 3 a slump in the slightest. It was good. It was foundational setting. It set the tone. I thought it was fun, but issue 2 was just so good. I can't pick issue 3 as the pick of the week for Void Rivals. So that's just me.
I was just being silly when I said this isn't for me. I clearly missed that, but I still enjoyed the book. I will say, however, though, I think that we could have had much more plot progression. We only did about I think we only got about 60% of what we should have gotten from this book. We chit-chatted way too long with not anything happening. They were talking so friendly and so giggly goo that it got to the point where I was like, wait, something's gonna happen. Are they gonna I thought it was gonna be something dramatically different, like they were both gonna launch out of the ship and then just get shot out of the air, then that was gonna be
like they're done.
Something. Like, I thought it was gonna be something like that, but like they talked too long.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like chit chatting, it was like heavy wordy. It was the back third of this book felt very heavy compared to the front. Right. And so that's me being a little bit maybe more critical than I need to be, but
No.
I wanted a little bit more, and I'm sure we'll get more.
Oh, 100%. And John, I love the You Got the Touch Easter egg there. That is a fire song. And I know you will never do this, but Nate, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'll do this. I will throw this to you.
Okay.
I will go back
Mm-hmm.
and I will rewatch The Goonies with an open mind
Mm-hmm.
and an open heart. Only if you go watch the original animated Transformers movie from the 80s.
Animated? You want
Hey.
me to watch a 50-year-old animated? I hate animated. You want me to watch a 50-year-old one?
Nate,
Oh,
I'm giving
God.
you the option. I'm giving you the opportunity so that I'll watch your stupid fun movie. Your good,
Oh.
your cinematic masterpiece of a movie. If you'll go see that.
Maybe.
You're gonna hate it. You're gonna absolutely hate it because it is quintessential 80s. Like it is.
I mean, but I love 80s stuff.
Then you'll fucking love this movie. It is amazing. Hot Rod is the shit, and you'll get. Well, you won't have the same. I doubt you'll have the same reaction as to when
Gotta
the
pay
big
for
spoiler.
it too. Oh my.
It's worth it. It is so worth it. It's one of Daniel's one of his favorite movies. He loves that fucking movie.
I'm sure he does.
Transformers movies from the 80s is just as good as the Goonies.
It's certainly not better.
What did he say?
Okay, if you try to say it's better, then I won't even give it a try.
What did you say? You know, what's that mean? What's that mean where that guy is like, what did you say? Okay. Will you watch it? I will go watch the Goonies if you'll watch it.
I'll think about it.
Okay, well then I'll think about it.
Okay.
Find a VHS. So actually, I have the VHS. I have the original VHS. The cover, dude. The cover artwork. I gotta look it up now. I'm sorry. I have to. It's just like it is the best movie poster ever. Transformers.
Wait,
movie.
Orson Welles does a voice in here?
Yeah.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah. Isn't he? He's Unicron, isn't he?
I have no idea. Just said his name. Didn't say who he was playing.
Yeah, I think he's Unicron. He's a planet-sized transformer that eats planets. Yeah, dude. This. Oh my god! I need a bigger. Come on. I need a big blown-up version of the cover, of the VHS images. Come on. There's got to be a decent-sized. Yeah, dude. Like this. When I saw this as a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that just looks fucking cool, dude. Like, it's so good. It's so good. Dude, cover art for VHS movies are so sick. Sometimes they are just movie posters over time. Over times they are just as crazy. I mean, this is amazing. This is so cool. The one thing I love, you know, as a kid, and I don't want to spoil it for you. So there's a massive spoiler that happens within the first 15 minutes of the movie. And I remember as a child being, no, I'm not going to, no, well, it's not going to, that's the thing. It's not going to have the same, it's just not going to have the same repercussions to you because you never watched Transformers as a kid.
Yeah, the same is for the Goonies.
You have, dude, the Goonies, anyway, look. Optimus Prime is the coolest, hands down fucking dude ever. Like, he is the coolest character in the fucking world. He just is, dude. He's fucking
he's
Optimus.
not.
Yes, he is, man. He's Optimus Prime. Okay.
He's a fucking semi-truck. That's so lame.
That's so fucking cool. No, look,
lame.
see, now you're getting into this whole personal touch thing. You've got a vendetta against semi-trucks.
What?
Remember when we read, what's the other book that deals with the semi-truck guy?
Phantom Road?
Yeah, and you were like, kind of hits home a little hard for you. You've got subconsciously you don't like semi-trucks.
Oh my god. Oh, good lord. Is that it? Are we done? We done here?
Anyway, let me just say my piece, and then you can talk about your dumb Goonies if you want.
I don't want to talk about this.
I don't want to talk about it.
Literally, the entire chat already knows that Goose is great. Don't-
It's not. This is better. It's better. All right, fine. That's the end of our show. Thank you for joining us on this Friday evening. We appreciate every single one of you that has watched the show live and every single one of you that is watching this as a past episode. There will be a new comic book day video this coming Tuesday. We're going to shoot it right now, and then I'm going to edit it tonight and schedule it. And so you guys will get a new comic book day video. I don't know how many of the books I'll have had read by Sunday because I'm coming back Saturday evening. So I may have to read them on my phone. We'll see. But there will be... John, did you guys pick up an issue of Madness from last week? I'm very high on
Forgot
the
about
book.
that.
Whoops. Anyway,
Last week.
we appreciate every single one of you that are watching us. There will be a new comic book day video this coming Tuesday at 4:30, so be on the lookout for that. And then we'll catch you guys live next Sunday, and I will try my hardest to get all these books read because we actually have a lot of books, and it's going to be a silly goose time. So I will try my hardest to get those books read. I'm not going to go out and buy them when I'm on vacation because I don't want them to get ruined when I travel.
John, are you talking about the AWA book, by the way? Tell me if that's what you mean. If it is, I'll go pick one up tomorrow.
There it is. All right, guys. As always, be kind to one another and read more comics. We'll see you guys next week. Later. Bye. Bye. Thank you, Rogue. It was a great show, and I appreciate that you liked it.
Heroic, don't worry, I forgive you for that.
Don't be mean to him. Don't be mean to him.
He said, "Forgive me," and I'm telling him I do. It's okay.
Don't. Stop it. Stop it.
Let me show you. Okay.